Did you know that there are numerous extraterrestrial species that have made contact with our planet? Many governments worldwide maintain highly classified secret archives documenting the physical attributes, planetary origins, and histories of these encountered extraterrestrial beings. To many other extraterrestrial beings, we are considered the new kids on the block, left outside by other species in other solar systems, and our planet Earth is an abandoned seed colony.
There is a theory in physics called the holographic principle, which suggests that our entire universe could be a holographic projection. This theory proposes that the information that makes up the three-dimensional universe is actually encoded on a two-dimensional surface at the edge of the universe. In other words, our entire universe could be like a hologram, with the appearance of three dimensions being an illusion. The universe appears to be expanding at an accelerating rate, and scientists don't yet understand why. In fact, the majority of the universe is made up of a mysterious substance called dark energy, which is causing this accelerated expansion. Dark energy is thought to make up around 68% of the universe, while another 27% is made up of another mysterious substance called dark matter. Only 5% of the universe is made up of the matter that we can see and interact with. This means that the vast majority of the universe is made up of substances that we don't yet understand, and this has profound implications for our understanding of the nature of reality and the universe itself. Our perception of time is relative and can be affected by gravity, according to Einstein's theory of relativity. Time passes more slowly in strong gravitational fields. This means that someone on the surface of a massive planet or near a black hole would experience time passing slower than someone far away from these objects. In fact, GPS satellites have to take into account this effect because they are in weaker gravitational fields than us on Earth, and their clocks tick faster than clocks on Earth. This seems to imply that the simulation has limits that can bend and even be broken according to our current understanding of physics. According to our current understanding of physics, nothing can travel faster than the speed of light in a vacuum, which is approximately 299,792,458 meters per second. This is because as an object approaches the speed of light, its mass would increase towards infinity, requiring an infinite amount of energy to accelerate it further. At least 12 dimensions, and now that's all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected, and gravity's bleeding into this universe. Back in the early 1970s, Stephen Hawking wrote down an astonishing equation. It would include relativity, it would include quantum mechanics, and it would include information. Hawking's rather simple equation brought us a step closer to understanding our relationship with quantum physics and black holes. When an object crosses over the edge of a black hole, its event horizon, the object enters a realm basically of empty space, of darkness, and it continues to be dragged toward the center of the black hole, toward what we call the singularity, where it gets crushed out of existence. Every object in some sense contains information, because it contains a very specific arrangement of particles. So where is the information that describes the arrangement of those particles? Where does it go? Hawking's description of this process was that the energy remains, but the information disappears. For many years, for decades, people wondered, is Hawking right? Is information obliterated and disappears from the universe? Or is it still there and perhaps can be in some way retrieved? The destruction of information was counterintuitive, and it didn't match the rest of the things we knew in all-particle physics. We had a situation where information doesn't get destroyed, so it was a bit puzzling. This debate furiously went back and forth up through the 80s and into the 90s when people finally began to articulate this new principle, this holographic principle. What it said is that all the things that were falling inside of black holes were somehow captured in a preserved image at the horizon itself. So if the information is not lost on the surface, information is not lost inside because they are equivalent. All the information about those objects, what they were like in their three-dimensional existence, was preserved or encoded on the surface of the black hole. And that's a little bit like a hologram. Well, that suggests that maybe that idea may apply more broadly to the universe as a whole. Maybe the three-dimensional objects, us, everything in the world around us, maybe all of the information in these objects is carried, is smeared around a distant two-dimensional surface that surrounds us, and we're just in some sense a holographic projection of that distant data. The holographic principle is a fascinating and still somewhat controversial idea in physics that suggests that the information that makes up the three-dimensional universe is actually encoded on a two-dimensional surface. This principle originated from the study of black holes, which are incredibly dense objects with such strong gravitational fields that not even light can escape their gravitational pull. the holographic principle has important implications for our understanding of black holes. According to the theory, the event horizon of a black hole acts as a two-dimensional surface that encodes all of the information about the matter that has fallen into the black hole. This means that the information is not destroyed as previously thought, but is actually preserved on the surface of the black hole. The idea is that all of the information that falls into a black hole is stored on its event horizon, which is the boundary surrounding the black hole from which nothing can escape. This means that the information that makes up a three-dimensional object can be represented on a two-dimensional surface. This idea was later extended to suggest that our entire universe could be like a hologram, with the appearance of three dimensions being an illusion. So if reality really is just a holographic projection or simulation, then this begs the question, what is base reality? One possibility is that base reality is a physical universe that exists independently of any conscious observers. In this scenario, our universe and everything in it, including consciousness, is simply a product of physical laws operating in the base reality. Another possibility is that base reality is a non-physical or spiritual realm, which may be accessible to conscious beings through meditation, altered states of consciousness, or other means. This idea is often associated with religious or mystical traditions. A third possibility is that base reality is a simulation or virtual reality created by a more advanced civilization or intelligence. This idea has gained traction in recent years, in part due to the growing popularity of video games and virtual reality technology. Finally, some scientists and philosophers have suggested that base reality may be simply unknowable or fundamentally beyond human understanding.